Hey there, how are you? Dr. Dave here. If you saw my video yesterday, you know that I'm going in to have a little bit of minor surgery tomorrow, but I want to get another video out to you before I go into the surgery because there's something that has happened to me over the past year of microdosing magic mushrooms, psilocybin magic mushrooms that I wanted to share with you. I kind of alluded to it in one of my past videos, but I didn't really go into detail, and it's super important because not only does it prove that these magic mushrooms can help you in many different ways, but it'll also help many people that have this problem. I don't know if many do, but I'll share this with you right now. Up until the time I started microdosing, I had sometimes extreme anxiety driving. Now, that does not mean driving around the neighborhood, but generally if I would get into my car and go on like a longer distance drive, after a certain amount of time, after about an hour or so, I would just start feeling very anxious. I don't know why. I'm not really afraid to drive in any way, but for some reason I would just start feeling a lot of anxiety. I live here in Utah, and then add in going on mountain roads through canyons, roads that are really windy through canyons and things like that, and I would really start to get very anxious. Oftentimes, almost every single time in the past, when we would be my wife and I'd be returning from skiing. We'd ski most of the day, we'd come back. It's not that I was tired, I just for some reason, driving back down the canyon roads from the ski resorts really just drove me crazy is not the right word, but got me super, super anxious. Some of you have seen the videos I've done recently from our van. I called it the psychedelic van, but it's a little RV van that we've had for several years now. And it's much larger than a car, and it's more difficult to drive. It's not difficult to drive, but it's more difficult to drive than a car. It's big. It's about 20, 21 feet long, and it's heavy. And in recent years, I would start to feel very anxious even driving that, to the point where sometimes we'd be driving that van onto a camping trip or something. We'd pull into a campground, and I would have to take some Valium because for some reason I was like jittery and anxious and having like near panic attacks. Again, I can't explain it. I'm not sure why. It might have been the way my brain was wired, but ever since I started microdosing psilocybin mushrooms, I've got like this incredible calmness that I experience while driving. I actually like driving now. It's fun. I don't feel any anxiety whatsoever, like zero. And I just wanted to share that because even if you don't have this problem when you drive, it goes to show that microdosing magic mushrooms somehow rewires or rearranges the way your brain is wired. And I am totally, totally convinced that if I had not started microdosing, I would still be anxious driving. I'd be anxious sometimes when I wake up in the morning, like I always used to be, for no reason at all. But now, as I'm recording this even, and it's morning, I just have this sense of total calmness, relaxation. There's not anything in my body that feels anxious whatsoever. If I were to go out on a long distance drive right now, I would still feel the same way. I just sit back and listen to the music and really enjoy it. Where in the past, I couldn't do that. It was very, very, very frustrating. Sometimes I chalked it up to getting older, but it's not what it is. And a lot of times people chalk up things to aging when it's really not. It's something maybe in your brain that's trying to take over. So I wanted to share this with you. It's not medical advice. It's friend talking to friend, like I always say. But it's a major, major change in the way I feel and the way I felt over. And it didn't change right away. Like, in other words, when I started microdosing, like the next day I couldn't get into a car and say, oh, everything's perfect. But over the year, you've got to be patient. My brain has become rewired, and there's a total sense of calm. And I'm just really, really enjoying my life with this new feeling that I had not experienced in a long, long time. So again, wanted to share that with you. I'm going into my surgery tomorrow morning. Don't worry too much about me. It is going to be outpatient surgery, but it is for a umbilical hernia repair. Here, I'll show you. No, I'm not going to show you my belly button. It's just my belly button's an outie. And so like if you have an outie, there's innie and an outie. If you have an outie belly button, it's a sign of an umbilical hernia. And should you get a repair? Well, again, I'm not giving medical advice, but you should have it looked at. You should have it looked at, that's all. And I finally made the decision, let's get this thing repaired. I want to get it behind me, and I don't want to worry, like when I'm doing athletics and stuff like that, I don't want to worry that something's going to go bad and I'm going to have some kind of emergency. Let's take care of it. Let's prevent it from happening. So I'll be probably out of it for, I'll probably be in pain I'm expecting discomfort / pain for a few days and then a healing process, but hopefully I'll be fine. Send me well wishes if you want. I got a bunch of yours yesterday, and I really, truly appreciate every single one. You don't have to, only if you want to. Anyway, I'll talk to you all later. See you. Bye.